Lord Rosfield. Is there aught the Undying might assist you with this day?
Perhaps. My brother said that your order was helping him with his quest to uncover Ultima's origins. Have you learned anything of note since last we spoke?
Little and less, I regret to report.
I see.
Be assured, however, that we will not rest until the truth is. Even now, our archaeologians scour ruins in every corner of the realm for traces of
fallen ruins, I take it. Dating back as far as Phoenix Gate.
Indeed. Ultima's thralls are oft sighted among the remnants of the fallen civilization, as if protecting the secrets concealed within.
Secrets we'd see unearthed.
Should our methods be of interest, my lord, mayhap it would please you to observe some of our number at work.
Would that be possible?
Of course. A survey is being conducted not far from here. Perchance you are familiar with Kretov, a small hamlet built around a fallen. I was due to visit my colleagues there to collect their if you would consent to do so.
All right.
They will be. Might I suggest you take the road? It will lead you.
Thank you.
I wish you a safe journey, my lord.
A village built around an airship. Sounds like another lost wing. I hope the inhabitant... just as friendly. Let's go. Run like the wind. Surrounded. No holding back. Oh no. You'll pay for this. May still be spiders. Whatever that thing is, I'd say it's their leader. Whatever that thing is. I'd say it's their leader. Should have stayed in the park. These must be Cyril's colleagues.
You have our thanks.
Who are you?
Forgive, I did not recognize you. We are archaeologians, tasked with surveying this site. When the echoes appeared, thanks to them, and to you, we were, for a mercy.
You call that? Your brothers might still be alive if you put their safety before your duty. Surely this survey wasn't worth dying.
We are charged with a duty of the highest import, as I'm sure...
And you think your dead brothers would agree with you?
I know they would. They gave their lives for the cause. Now...
Cyril told me of your work here, and I agreed to collect your...
I see. That is most kind. May the Firebird's flame burn ever...
It's one thing to lay down your life for another. For a survey. I suppose I'd better get this back to Cyril.
Ah, you are returned, my lord.
I collected your gear.
My thanks. I shall study them, and inform you forthwith if I discover aught that might aid you in your fight against Ultima.
Cyril, your survey party suffered several losses which could have been avoided. Had the others not chosen to complete their work, instead of saving their friends? Were these your orders?
No. Every Undying devotes his life to the service of the Phoenix. It is our sole duty. And should we...
Even when death is avoidable.
My lord, I fear that this is not a point over which it would be fruitful. The Undying have served the Phoenix for countless generations. And your opinion of our methods, however earnest, we live to serve the Phoenix. Our very order exists for that purpose.
Cyril, I know that you and your brethren answer, but allow me to offer you a word of advice. It does not further the cause. of the Phoenix, to have his provide your survey parties with an escort. That they might live to do their... Think not only of how you can serve the Phoenix, but how Joshua would please.
I thank you. If you will permit me to respond. Our faith and we of the Undying will do what we believe is right as first shield to the Phoenix. I am sure you understand what it means.
I do.
Then we are of the same...
Clive, you'll be pleased to know that the negotiations are progressing well.
That is good news.
Yes. Our comrade in Randala has just sent word that the contract should be signed very soon. But I still have much and more to prepare. It's a huge undertaking moving this many bearers at once. You couldn't do me a quick favor, could you?
What is it this time?
Nothing like that. I just need you to go over to the caravans and ask Elle how long we have until the bearers arrive. Find out exactly how much faster I need to get all these supplies moved.
All right.
Thanks, Clive.
Don't blame yourself, Elle. This is their fault. I know, but no buts about.
Is something wrong?
Bonnie came to give me a message from our intermediary. The talks with the Republican have reached an agreement with the Silver, though prices have fallen of late. We deliberately offered above the going rate to try and deter other bidders. But the consortium offered double what we did, and the army jumped at the chance.
And you had no opportunity to make a counteroffer?
None at all. And we were...
Elle? I saw Vonnie leaving. She didn't look happy.
And with good reason.
But I thought we were the only ones the Fist were speaking to about the bearers. How did the consortium even find out about this?
It's not so surprising. They have ears all over the Republic. This isn't over. The consortium will have to sell these bearers eventually, and at the price they paid, buyers will be few and far between. I'm going to Randalar myself.
Alone? You sure that's wise?
Are you offering to be my bodyguard? How kind. Meet me at the checkpoint near the capital gates. You go to Cashlock, Thea, even if I...
Oh, and that's... Well, it looks like I'm following orders till she gets back from meeting the Silver Peak Consortium, who've been doing their best to undermine our scheme. She'll never join them after this, surely. No, she said it herself. She still has plans for Cashlock, even if this one falls through. She means to stay with us, then. I can't say I'm not happy to hear it, but... Is this what...
You have to trust her.
You're right. And if Elle's off fighting for the cause, I should do my part too. So I bid you farewell and safe travels, my friend. I'll gather my men and leave for... You go to Randalar and see if you can...
I'll do my... All right. Randalar, then. I'd better not keep Eloise waiting.
Who needs a porter when there's no...
When are they gonna let us through?
No use calling Ambrosia now. This is no time to ride. Good girl. Be safe. I hope I didn't keep you waiting. Did you arrange to speak with the consortium?
Here they are now.
You wish to consult with me?
I did. It's about the bearers you recently purchased from the Fist. We had all but finished making arrangements to buy them ourselves. And then you stepped into the fray.
You misunderstand. The consortium had an interest in purchasing them from the very first. It was only our regard for you that kept us from bidding. But your hesitancy in accepting our offer to you suggested that the regard was not mutual. And so we resumed our business.
I did not hesitate. I am simply not inclined to make such decisions without first giving them due consideration. But what is done is done. Come then. How much do you want for them?
Alas, you are too late yet again. We rarely take on such unconventional merchandise without a purchaser in mind. The bearers belong to him now.
Who is your buyer?
A trader from across the water. A most demanding fellow, if it's any consolation. He insisted the bearers be fed, dressed, even given their own bunks for the voyage over. That's what you get when you deal with continental
I wouldn't know.
Oh yes, the culture on the continent is quite different to ours. They pay good money for bearers not fit for the knacker's yard, and treat them like kings. But as long as they pay...
That does sound unusual. No matter then. If they've already left our shores, there's little that can be done. Allow me to withdraw my interest. And with it, my interest in joining your organization.
My associates will be sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry you weren't able to save them.
As am I. But I only have myself to... He was right. The Silver Peak Consortium did intend to buy those bearers before their representative hinted at a possible purchase when I feigned interest in joining them. And as soon as he left, I sent my own offer to...
So you...
No. I entertained the Consortium's proposal solely so I could learn more about those bearers. But I was a fool to think they wouldn't find out. I knew exactly who I was dealing with.
You tried.
I did. And if what he said was they deserved, I wanted...
Eloise! Word from Cashlock. The village is under attack. A pack of beasts have come down from the mountains, and Theo and the others are trying to hold them off as best they can. They need help.
Theo!
I'll go on ahead.
Thank you, Clive. I'll gather some men and join you there. Just...
Hold on, Theo. Come on. Where's Theodore?
Upriver!
He led the dragon that way to keep it from the village, but the whole area's flooded with ether.
We just have to pray he makes it out in one...
I can do better than that. Torg... No use calling Ambrosia now. Not here. Let's go. Faster! Where are you, Theo? Damn it. The ether's too thick. These creatures have already turned. I can't waste any more time. I need to find Theodore before that dragon does. Looks like it's found me. This thing's turned as well. This isn't going to be easy. Slow. Theodore, you had me worried for... We have to get you out of here.
I think it might be a little too late for that. Bearer or no, there's only so much ether a man can take, and that Drake just wouldn't let me leave. You have my thanks, Sid, for finishing what I could not. For keeping Elle's dream.
Theodore! So will you! Theodore.
Take care of my sister.
Theodore. Wait.
Goodbye, Elle.
Thank you, Clive. I think I'll be all right now.
That was true bravery he showed. Leading the dragon away from the village like that. His first instinct was always to protect people. To put others' well-being before his own.
And now he's gone. Because I sent him to that place. Again.
It wasn't against his will. He was ready to do whatever it took to show you he could stand on his own. So that you would finally be free to live your own life.
To live my own life? He never could come to terms with the choice I made.
What exactly happened? You once told me Theo was the first bearer you ever helped.
We grew up in Canva. We were born to one of the great trading houses, and I was chosen to inherit. I had my father's head for figures, you see. Theo did not. While I studied the art of commerce, he played at soldiers instead. A late bloomer, in more ways than one. For unlike most bearers, it wasn't until his 15th summer that his powers awakened. My parents tried to drive him out of the house and into the care of the constables. But before they could, I took him into mine.
Theo told me something else. He clearly admired your devotion to the cause of freeing others like him from slavery. But he said you deserved a better life than this. He wanted to free you just as you freed him from him.
I would be lying if I said I had not. How much easier my life might have been if I had allowed Theo and devoted myself to... But I have never regretted the decision I made. Being with my brother meant more to me than tradition or reputation. I only had to look at him to remind myself of that night and the choice I made, and the fact that I would make the same choice again in a heartbeat. He was never a burden. How could he even think that? If anything, I was the one who weighed him down.
You weren't, Eloise. He said it himself, that he had always been grateful to you for saving him, and that he wanted to repay you by letting you live the life you were denied. Neither you nor Theo weighed each other down. You loved one another. You did whatever, and you always will.
You're right. It was so we could be... Oh, Theo. I know Theo wanted me to move on, but I'm staying here. We can make a difference here. I need nothing more, so I'll carry on doing what we do, bringing smiles to people's faces and to Theo's. This is the life I have chosen.
I've made a choice to continue helping you however I can.
Thank you. Let's go.
What can I do for you? I do like a customer who knows what he wants. Come back again.
There were ghosts at the gates not days ago. Those things I said before.
So many were injured. Oh, Clive. My wards and I may soon be...
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his loft.
The High Cardinal?
Leader of the Council of Elders. Second only to his Radiance at the head of the Imperial Government. Not that any of those things still exist. Now he goes by his noble title.
And what does he want with Northreach?
He wants to transform it into a foundation upon... He's already secured the support of the various army remnants, with promises that they shall be afforded the respect they deserve in his...
He would rob the populace.
Believe me, I have used every means of...
What does Captain Philippe make of this? When the town was under attack, it was him the soldiers rallied around. Couldn't he...
How? By speaking out against a man whose stated aim is to revive the empire Philippe's comrades swore to serve, and to improve the soldiers' lot within it. The captain can offer them a regular supply of gruel, and an occasional trip to the Vale to help them forget the terrors they face each day. The Duke offers them a vision of strength and safety. No. Any attempt to incite mutiny would cost Philippe the support of his men, if it did not cost him his life. But given the mood around town, mutiny may yet be unavoidable. The people have little appetite.
Who could blame them?
Clive, would you, for your services to... And unlike, well...
I'll see what I can...
Thank you.
Tell me then. In the garrison?
Oversee.
All right. I may have met this Duke before, at the Remembrance Ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
Halt. Oh, sorry about that. You're the dame's man, aren't you? You got some business with the captain?
No, actually. With the Duke. I was hoping I might be able to speak with him.
We're under orders not to let any civilians pass. But you should be all right. His Eminence has heard all about you and you're here. Wait here. I'll...
So, you are the sellsword who lent his aid to the garrison. The Empire, and I shall see it. But tell me, is it wealth?
Neither, Your Eminence. I thought only to inquire about your plan to turn Northreach into a stronghold.
Ah, you are worried the expanded garrison will render your services redundant. Yet you needn't be. A proud fighting man like pride of place, in fact. For too long has the contribution of the but no more. For it is they who shall see the...
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely, which is more than can be said for... The Empire wants for a capital, and I believe Northreach to be the perfect place. With Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once we have seen to the refortification of both the town, we need only build a wall around both to create a city that would be the envy of the twin. Plans are already. Soon enough, these thralls shall learn that they are no match for them.
I fear you underestimate how dangerous these creatures are. Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come together in defense of the town. Something they may be loath to do if they've been deprived of their worldly goods.
The people will do as their... If Sandbreck is to be rebuilt, she will require one whose authority... That is why this levy is necessary, so that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed, outfitted, and paid as befits a defender. And yet there are those who persist in peddling the treasonous lie that I seek to steal from the people and drive them from their homes.
I suspect they're afraid of losing what little they have left.
Precisely. The common folk have little and less, and you mean to deprive them of even that. You would sow the seeds of your new empire in your own...
Sabine, we have...
Yes, and I told you then how...
Without an empire...
And in yours? Is that what...
Do not take her...
I'll come back later. The citizens... I wonder what the people really think of it. Wouldn't hurt to... Let's begin with those... on the other side of the wall. I've been hearing a lot of talk about a certain Duke.
Nothing good, I'll wager. Going around acting like he owns the place. And with hardly a word to the dame. This is her town, not his.
I take it you'd rather she was in charge.
As far as I'm concerned, she still is. Just need His Eminence to sod off back to Oriflamme.
I got peppers to numb your tongue up.
All right there. What?
Just your opinion. I wondered what you thought of the Duke of Or...
Not much. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. Couldn't have the rabble getting any closer to the holy capital, could they? And now he's trying to drive us out completely, threatening to take everything we got from us if we don't clear off. If the dame said she wanted him run out of town, I'd be straight through that checkpoint, tar bucket in hand.
I heard the dame got an eye concert with the meadows.
A question, if you don't mind. What do you think of the Duke of Oriflamme?
Don't get me started. You build a life for yourself somewhere, earning for some noble to turn up and tell you you've got to hand it all over to him. If he thinks his name and his chains give him the right to empty our purses, he's in for a rude awakening. We'll do whatever it takes to keep what's ours. Whatever it takes.
Well, the people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
There were ghosts at the gates not days ago.
You needn't fret. The creatures have been dealt.
As long as you remain, the veil will...
I left everything.
You're the one who was talking to His Eminence.
On the dame's behalf, yes. I was trying to persuade him not to take the people's goodwill for... What do you think of his plan?
I'm a soldier, mate. He tells me what to do. Listen, I've got nothing but respect for the dame. But I've got a family. That's where my loyalties lie. Not with the town or the Empire, but with my... If the Duke can get us the men and the equipment we need to fight off those blue-skinned bastards, I don't care.
Sabine, you are embarrassing me.
You're embarrassing yourself.
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme plans to turn this town in. Do you think that's a good idea?
It's not for me to say. All I know is that unless the Emperor orders me otherwise, His Eminence's word is law. Look, no one likes all these taxes and tariffs, but empires don't come for free. Once Sanbreque is back on her feet, we'll all reap.
Excuse me, do you have a moment? I wondered if you'd mind sharing your thoughts on the Duke of Oriflamme.
Well, he's made a lot of enemies. I mean, look around us. The traders might not like having the screws put on them. I think the Duke's got a point when he says rebuilding the Empire's the best way. And if that means people who don't know one end of a sword from another have to make way for those who do, well, that's...
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this. Captain, do you have a moment?
For you? Certainly. Thank you for last time. How can I help you?
I wanted to ask you about the Duke of Oriflamme. Do you intend to go along with his plan?
But to tell you the truth, I'm in two minds. It's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial Army to obey his orders. But I can't say I agree with him.
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier to protect the people you loved. the dame included.
That's right. I did.
Well, she doesn't agree with the Duke's orders either. She thinks they could tear Northreach apart.
And she's probably right. Thank you, Clive. I know what protecting the people I love is what matters. Well, gee, thanks again.
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing at least. I expect Isabel will be pleased to hear that, if nothing else.
Ah, Clive, were you able to speak with...
I was.
Well, it will certainly help to hold back, though I doubt it will come as much consolation to the townspeople whose worldly goods are They deserve to be heard, Clive. To have a say in this new empire.
Sadly, His Eminence values their obedience more than their opinions. And hopes to I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard to be sacrificed. Needless to say, they themselves, the soldiers, meanwhile, are, and not just because of the Duke's rank.
I thought had I sworn to protect Sanbreque? Thank you.
I don't know.
What happened to your uniform?
I handed it in. Along with told the lads I wished them well, but that I owe it to those I love to call it a day. Because I realize what really matters, not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of it, protecting. I honestly don't know when those but I'm certain they're not finished with this. And when they do, we need to stand with you to lead. It was you who... There's no point following orders if they go against everything.
Indeed.
Oliver, that has always been Northreach's best hope. We have only... Thank you, Philippe.
Anything. Speaking of standing together, would you mind if I borrowed a few of the lads from the Vale to help keep watch? I fear His Eminence has loftier...
Not at all.
Wouldn't be...
There may be hope for North, especially with men like you and Philippe to champion our cause. I, for my part, shall continue, but I suspect...
Come back.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Your benefactors are a generous lot. You earned this. All done?
How are you feeling, Joshua?
Better than I was.
But not nearly as well as you should be. Your cuts and burns may have healed, But your body still bears the burden of every spell cast.
And what would you have had me do? It was no ordinary foe we faced. Yet still, it was not. The king could have ended me at any moment, but instead chose to toy with me like a...
Yeah.
Oh, it was crystal clear. Only one man established his dominance that day, and that man was... I'm sorry, brother. It's just... I have never felt so powerless. And when so many are looking to us for strength, perhaps the prince feels the same.
What is this place?
Don't move. Here, it's fresh from the well. Grandmother told me spirits sometimes get lost, and that the lanterns guide them to their proper place. I set one on the river for her when she passed away.
The fiend works from the shadows. Was it you who guided my hand, then, Ultima? No, not you. This is my doing, my fault, my sin to bear. And for it, I must atone.
Your hurts are healing nicely. It was my poultices that saw you well.
You make them?
And sell them, or try to. Earns me enough for bread, most days.
Forgive me. I have nothing to...
I know, but I couldn't just leave you lying there. You're going then?
Of course. I'm healed. Thanks to you and your poultices.
Will you promise to come back and visit?
Oh, Phoenix. It would seem that I owe you my wings. Perhaps he can find an answer. You will be
I see no reason to wait.
Then neither do I.
I can think of a few, but I doubt they'll stop you. You will take your medicine.
Of course, Lady Tyre.
Set on leaving already?